Okay. So one question is here in the chat box: how to differentiate between if thought was part of a non-stop mental chatter or something that was an actual receiving from God or Guru. It's very simple, actually. If it is so, I'll tell you. I got this beautiful line, once in my meditation, very recently, that your intuition is never a thought. Okay, just let that sink in. Your intuition is not a thought. Usually, we try to differentiate, okay, this is my intuitive thought and this is my overthinking thought. But here comes the message from the divine, and he comes and says that your intuition is not thought only. अब क्या करेंगे? तो बहुत ही confusion हो गया कि my intuition is not thought, then what it is, which means your intuition or the nature of your intuition will not be like your thoughts. Now, how are your thoughts? What is the nature of your thoughts? First of all, they don't have any end. They go on and on and on. Once you start thinking, there's one story, another story, another story. Second, your thoughts could be repetitive. You think same kind of things again and again. Okay. So there are few different qualities or characteristics of your thought. Your intuition will have none of this. That means when your intuition comes, it comes and it ends. Like, for example, I felt an intuition to do personal sessions after a very long time, which I opened few slots for, and they got literally filled in 5 minutes. And then I got so many messages that अरे भाई ये तो क्या ही हो गया. So it was intuitive, because it was intuitive actually. Now कैसे पता चला? Because when the thought of personal session came, no other thought followed it. ऐसा नहीं था कि आई शुड डू पर्सनल सेशंस अगेन, बट व्हाट इफ आई डू द सेशन देन दिस विल हैपन एंड दैट विल हैपन एंड नथिंग. It just came like personal sessions. That's it. Now, if I catch it and I act on it, good, I am aligned. If I don't, it will disappear. Then it will come maybe after 5 days again, personal sessions. Maybe it will come through somebody else. Okay. So it's not something that has a long story. It just comes like a whisper and it leaves. Okay. That is one way to differentiate. Um, what else? Also, the nature of your intuition is very light. Your thoughts will make you feel heavy. Intuition will make you feel very light. Very light. When the moment the intuition comes, you suddenly you'll feel like your mind is light or lighter. That is the difference. If you can perceive, that is how you will do. Mm, okay, good. So Deep 963 is asking. Acha, by the way, so far, whatever that questions have been asked, which is not connected to all of you, I know. These are some personal questions that are being asked, but still connected to the overall collective. Are you still be able to gain something out of it? If yes, can you give me a thumbs up? Are you still able to gain something out of it? Yes, okay. Perfect. Thank you. So now let's go to Deep, how to overcome inconsistent nature in everything, especially related to self love or self work. Hmm. It's such a loop. So, to love yourself, you need to do something for yourself, right? But because I'm not able to love myself, I'm not able to do something for myself. It's a very bad loop. For example, if I love myself, I need to, let's say, take care of my body, right? But because currently I don't love myself so much, I'm not taking care of my body. So, what should I do? Good question, whoever has asked this. How to overcome inconsistency, specifically in self work. See, this is something that works sometimes for me. And I have only tried this once or twice. So, I can't give like oh, it's gonna be 100%, but you can try this. Whenever I try to devote that self work to something higher than me, like for example, I did this Ganpati sadhana last year during Ganesh Chaturthi. And at that time, I consistently made something or the other, like food item, for Ganpati ji, which is not so usual because I'm not somebody who will always be cooking in the kitchen. Like I enjoy cooking. I just now cooked something, but not so much like how every day I have to cook. But I was trying to build a habit of cooking, every day because I like it also. So now I devote it to Ganpati. So every day I used to wake up in the morning with all excitement. I'll make something sweet today. And I made it for all those days that I did. Similarly, when I did Lalita Tripura Sundari Sadhana, at that time, it was for 33 days. I had a particular practice of properly dressing up, properly doing shringar, and then appearing in front of mother, which usually in our life we don't do. We stay in our lowers and all that, and we look like we don't have a home also. So that changed during that sadhana. So whenever you will, my point is, whenever you will devote whatever that you're trying to do for yourself to actually a higher being, that may work if you have love for that being. Like I love Ma Sundari, I love Ganpati ji. Okay, so like right now, I'm gonna start my own Shiv sadhana from this Makar Sankranti. So there also I will have now. What I purposely do is I try to inculcate the practices that are going to be good for me, like for example, waking up with sunrise and all those things, with the sadhana itself, so that I devote that to Shiv. And if I'm doing it for Shiv, then I feel like, kar lete yaar, I'll do it. Okay, so this is one thing that you can try. This works for me because I'm a very inconsistent person, trust me. Very inconsistent, you can't imagine. So that is why it is very good advice. It is applied. Shruti ji saying also, would you be record? Yes, I just started recording it. Anvita is asking how to differentiate between arrogance and confidence. Very nice. Very, very good question. How to differentiate between arrogance and so they say, I'm asking this, and they say that confidence doesn't. See, I'll tell you. So the fuel of arrogance is from, so you take the fuel to feel arrogance from others. I'll explain that. But you take the fuel of confidence from your own self. Okay, I'll explain that. Like, for example, to feel arrogant, you need to make somebody feel inferior. You need to make somebody feel low about themselves. Okay, then only you'll feel arrogant. Okay, but to feel confident, you can feel it within you without making anybody else feel less. A very simple difference between arrogance and confidence is that you can, so that's why I use the word fuel. Fuel is like what ignites confidence. So what ignites arrogance comes from others. You are taking energy from others. When you are igniting confidence within you, you are taking energy um, from yourself. That is the difference. I hope this kind of gives some clarity. Okay, so next question is Amita. I'm a private person. Since I got married, I feel violated by my in-laws. My in-laws are very nosy. They ask so many questions, even like why are you doing this or that? It's hard. So now my question here, Amita, is that is it that like is it nosy or is it triggering? Like for example, see, whenever we go through a change, okay, in our life, like for example, for me, I recently got married in November. Now my husband, he is a people person, he loves people. Okay, like he can be in 50 people group, laugh for 7 hours and he will not get drained. And I will laugh for 1 hour and I'll be like, I need to go home now. I can't stay. Okay. So now he has plans of, oh, we'll go to this place, that place. I have, and I don't know how it is possible for somebody to have 70 friends. Okay. How? I have three. Okay. So, so this is the change. Okay. This is the change for me. Now, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Because that is the whole point. The Prakriti is change. I can't remain who I am all the time. That is the whole point. If I'm remaining who I am, देन क्या कर रहे हैं हम, क्यों आए हैं फिर? यही व्हाट इज द, सी अभी प्रभास क्वेश्चन वी आंसर ना, यू आर सपोज टू एक्सपीरियंस द सेल्फ, to experience the entirety of yourself you need to have all kind of experiences. So one way to look at the situation is that okay, maybe this is supposed to change something within me, maybe this is supposed to make me feel that it is okay for me to open myself, to not be so, when you know, when we say I'm a private person, who defined that? And if you have defined something about yourself, you have limited yourself. Okay. The moment you say, like right now, I just defined myself. I am very inconsistent. I limited myself. And I literally told that to myself, which I already struggle with. Imagine what will happen to me. For the next 3 months, I will again remain inconsistent. Okay. Please don't define anything about yourself. Be curious like a child of who all you can be, what all you can be. Oh, I am curious. I am inconsistent. Oh, I am consistent now. I can be everything, right? So have that first of all. If even after that, if you think, oh, this is not actually a thing that I am supposed to change only, but also maybe it's also about boundary, then of course you are supposed to work on that as well. But first, try to put this perspective. Okay. So, yeah, this is what it is. We'll talk about boundaries again. I mean, I haven't talked about boundaries right now, but if another question comes on boundary, then we'll talk about boundary. Arya, I was just doing some it. I don't know what this is, and got an answer. Sort of why I am the way I am. Acha, I heard of an argument with my father. He was asking me why I'm silent all the time. Why don't I talk to anyone and all? How will I handle the world this way? I was replying because I was never allowed to be a child at home. Always controlled so much that I lost my childishness. Now I do things but don't have any interest. I just stand silent and all. My question is, can it be solved through meditation or spirituality, the condition that I've got? Arya, you devote yourself to Krishna. Krishna will definitely help you with this. Okay? It is the right guru. Krishna will be the perfect, you say, guide and friend for you in this kind of situation. First of all, when you start praying, I for some reason I ended up saying playing, but yeah, if you start praying to Krishna or playing with Krishna, either ways, you will slowly find that child that you lost within you. First of all, that will happen. And when that will happen, the play will begin within you. You will feel that you are being freed from the limitation that you have created around yourself. So, yeah, that is all. Okay. Play with Krishna and pray with Krishna. That is all. Mm, Indu is saying, I'm about to start a new business, but very scared to fail. Number one, this is a good sign that you're scared to fail because that means you really care about this business. You really care about it. Okay. And that means there is love. Okay. You love something that you're going to do. And if you really love something that you're going to do, I think you should do, you know. That's all actually. If you love something, yeah, you gotta love. That is what Shah Rukh Khan has taught me at least. So you gotta love and you gotta do it. Okay. And yes, Hindu, and not only Hindu, but everybody else also, including myself. The answers that we seek can be sometimes so easy, you know, it's so easy, so light. Only we let ourselves be, if we let ourselves be in those answers. So you really love something, Hindu. Let yourself love. That's all. Okay, so Varu has asked a question. Hi Shivangi, first of all, many congratulations taking the step of a lifelong companionship. Thank you, Varu. I have two questions. How can I deepen my connection with Ardnarishwar? When you are going to identity shift, how do you know what needs to let go and what needs to be embraced? Very good questions. Okay. So first I will address this Ardnarishwar question first. How can I deepen my connection with Ardnarishwar? How beautiful. See, it is definitely I don't want to say tough one, but it is definitely something which is, see, Ardhanarishwar, the form, that has a lot of depth. See, I'm saying this is because it's about balance. It's about balancing two aspects of your being within you. And we humans are not so much good with balance. We are not so much good with balance. So it becomes difficult. It's not easy to deepen your sadhana with Ardhanarishwar. You can do with Shiv separately, you can do with Shakti also separately, but both of them together, difficult. Now, in this, one thing that can really help you is applying movement in your sadhana, which means to channel the energy of Ardhanarishwar, try to use movement to express the Ardhanarishwar that is already within you. Okay, which means what? Which means you play any Shiv mantra or Shakti mantra, anything that you connect with, and when that is playing, close your eyes and try to express first from your right side the Shiv version of you through a dance, through some kind of movement, and then from the left side the Shakti, as if they are both sitting here and they are both communing with each other. Both they are talking with each other through your body. And if you do that practice once in a week or twice in a week, you will start to channel Ardhanarishwar's blessings, kripa energy very easily. So this is what I will suggest. Next question is, when you are going through identity shift, how do you know what needs to let go and what needs to be? I wish I had my notes here. So I am preparing for this chapter now, for this workshop. By the way, good time to do some marketing also. Just a second. Just a second. I will show you. I'll show you the workshop also. Uh, where is it? Here is it. Yes. So this is the website, by the way. We very subtly just put our website on Instagram, but I want you guys to see this website only because my team has put a lot of effort, a lot of effort in creating it. And it looks beautiful, by the way. So you can check that out. But this is where our identity workshop is, overcoming identity through Bhagavad Gita. Hmm. Hmm. So when I was channeling for this workshop, uh, one thing that I would like to share about identity is that I shared that on a post also, but I couldn't put it across in the right way. So I asked Ishwar or Paramatma that, okay, how can I work on identity crisis? And their answer was very simple, that identity crisis comes when you start driving or you start deriving or creating your identities from the outcomes that you have. So I was like, how? So, very simple example they gave. They said, okay, when you say, I cook, there is no identity here. Is it? There's no identity. You just say, I cook. And then you say, I am a cook. Okay? So now here is an identity. Why there is an identity here? Because there's an hidden outcome in this statement, I am a cook. The hidden outcome is that you cook well, that you cook good, that 10, 15, 20, 100 people have told you that you cook good. Okay. Similarly, let's say I speak, and then I say I am a speaker or I'm a narrator. Okay. So if you think about it, all your identities are driven or are defined by your outcome of the action and not the action itself. Let's just that sink in. Whatever that you do doesn't define you. Whatever that you achieve out of that action, good or bad, doesn't matter. That defines you. Like, for example, in your early childhood, let's say you tried to study and start, like, really, really tried to study hard, but even after that, you couldn't get good grades. So now, because of that, you know that, I'm a failure. But you still studied, right? You still did the action. So your outcomes define your identity. Now, till the time you're getting good outcome, it's good. But your outcome will change. but your identity won't change. You will stay stick to, Are, but I'm a, like, for example, I saw so many of my friends who were so good in school and college in their studies. And suddenly after college, they are not able to find a good work, a good career. They're still struggling, right? And they're, what is their biggest struggle? Not that, oh, I'm not able to get a good, package or whatever. The biggest struggle is, yaar, ye mere sath kaise ho gaya? How did this happen with me? I was a good student. I was successful. Do you see how much we emphasize on that? And even the cases where I see people falling, off from their marriages, where women, men, they come to me and they say, but Shivangi, I was so nice. I was so kind. I was so giving. Sticking to our identities when outcome has changed. Okay. Somebody said, oh, how can I set boundaries? I'm somebody who struggled. Then change that about yourself. Okay. So now this question that Varu has asked just a second, I think, this is where it is. How do you know what needs to let go? Actually, you're not letting go, Varu. You're just making more space. Okay. Understand this. This is very important. Let's say, for example, you say, I'm a very good person, I'm a very giving person, but then you have got a friend who's very bad. You don't want to be giving to that person. So you're like, bro, I am having boundaries with you. I can't be this with you. You have developed a new identity. After that, you get another friend, and that friend is very nice. So you are again letting that friend come in, not building those hard, harsh boundaries for that friend. So no one identity has died. You have just created more. You have created more space to be more. Why we struggle with identity crisis is because we think, oh my God, I will have to let go a version of me. But you're not letting go, you're just discovering more. And when you let that sink in, it becomes easier. Like right now, I have been going through an identity crisis. From last few months, I have been struggling with in respect to my work. I've been struggling to understand what should I do, what should I not do, feeling very confused, inconsistent, all of that. And I was trying too hard to understand, okay, who am I next? I was too hard. I was trying to find who am I next? Who am I next? Who am I next? And that's when it's almost like it was like a like a scolding on my head from Paramatma, from Parmeshwar. And I realized that I'm too attached to find out who am I, uh, in this phase of mine or whatever, rather than what I want to just experience. Okay. I'm too attached to who am I rather than what I want to experience. Very simple difference, but very powerful statement. So focus more on what you want to experience rather than who am I. Because it's such a boring question, which has no one answer. So ask yourself what you want to experience, and you will never have an identity crisis. Perform the action, Krishna has said Prabha in Gita. Perform the duty without attachment with the fruit. Why? Because Krishna was trying to liberate Arjun from the pressure of identity. He never told Arjun that kill your loved ones. He only said fight. There's a difference between killing and fighting. Killing already has hidden outcome. That's death is destined. Fighting has no outcome. I fight, I may win, I may lose. That is why Krishna emphasized and emphasized again and again in Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, fight for dharma. And Arjuna was, Are, but mere sab mar jayenge. Everybody will die. He was fixated on the outcome. Okay, so this is the difference. Dia is asking, my lower chakras are not really active, but upper ones are. How do I align the lower chakras to balance the feminine energy within me? See, whenever I see a chakra question, first of all, with all my respect to the wisdom of chakras of kundalini, because I personally have been teaching it, I personally have been working on it, so not that I don't value it, but sometimes I feel like we get too much entangled in, oh, I need to heal this chakra, I need to heal that chakra. First of all, that. And I'm not saying this to Dia, but I'm saying this to everybody, including myself, that please don't get so, uh, like that Korean fantasy. Everybody is like into K drama and they're watching it. Different kind of series and content. Sometimes spirituality, specifically nowadays, has become like that. Okay, we are fantasizing more about spirituality than experiencing it. Okay, so try not to go so much into, oh, I have to balance this chakra, I have to balance that chakra. Why do I need to balance my lower chakra is a bigger question. क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रही है मुझे, what am I supposed to see when we say my lower chakra is not, it is very simple that you are not in touch with your lower body. Why am I not in touch with my lower body? What does my lower body represent? Specifically, being a woman, most of us don't want to be in touch with our wombs because our womb carries so much of baggage, so much of emotional heaviness that we don't want to experience it. So we remain distant. That leads to issues with our menstrual cycle and blah blah blah. That is one way, one reason. But rather than understanding, okay, lower chakra ऐसा है तो बैलेंस करना है, क्यों करना है, क्या क्या ज़रूरत है, what is the point of balancing it, healing it, what is the need, उस पे ज़्यादा जाना है. वी हैव टू फोकस मोर ऑन, ठीक है, लोअर चक्र इम्बैलेंस है, उससे क्या हो रहा है मेरे को, व्हाट इज़ माई बिहेवियर, what is my experience that I want to understand. That should be the more focus. So, first of all, Dia, ask yourself, when you say your Lord chakras are not balanced, what is that one experience that you feel like you're trapped in, that you're having again and again? It is repetitive and you're not able to break it. What is that one experience that you want to understand about yourself? कि मेरे साथ क्यों होता है, but I'm not able to understand. ये question आप जरूर पूछ सकते हो. That will lead to clearing the chakras. Because देखो ये समझो, your chakras are just like computer files. Okay, they have different information. अभी हम फाइल को ही बाहर से उसको डिजाइन चेंज करते रहेंगे, उसका डेकोर चेंज करते रहेंगे तो नहीं होगा. हमें इंफॉर्मेशन में जाना है. Information, if we change, the file will change by its own. Okay, so what is important here is to focus on, what are you experiencing with your lower body, what is your lower body feeling, what is my experience with my lower body. ओके, ये इमोशंस, ये पैटर्न्स पे ज़्यादा समझना इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर आप उनको समझोगे, इफ़ यू विल अंडरस्टैंड देम, इफ़ यू विल ट्राई टू रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन देम, इफ़ यू विल ट्राई टू वर्क ऑन breaking those limiting patterns, then naturally your chakras will get aligned. There's nothing perfectly that you have to do. हाँ, वैसे तो देर आर हंड्रेड ऑफ, आप गूगल पे चले जाओ, यूट्यूब पे चले जाओ, यू विल फाइंड सो मेनी टेक्निक्स, दिस दैट ग्राउंडिंग, इतना कुछ अवेलेबल है अभी जो आप ऑनलाइन आराम से कर सकते हो. यू कैन डू देवी का साधना ऑल्सो, दैट कैन हेल्प यू. बट मेरा पॉइंट है कि ठीक है, हम वो कुछ दिन कर लेंगे मेडिटेशन, शायद एनर्जी भी थोड़ी बैलेंस हो जाएगी, लेकिन क्या हमने अपने अंदर झांका? डिड वी एक्चुअली गो विद इन एंड आस्क, वेयर इज दिस कमिंग फ्रॉम, वॉट इज हैपनिंग विद इन मी? दिस इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. Because when we go in, and this is not only for Diya but for everybody else also, and for me, because इनमें जब हम फंस जाते हैं ना, तो हम अपना खुद का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं ले पाते. वी आर नॉट एबल टू एक्सपीरियंस द इंटायरिटी ऑफ अस. उसमें जाओ, बाकी सारी चीजें सारी हील हो जाएंगी खुद ही. इट विल हील ऑन इट्स ओन. ओके, so that is there. Now what is the next question? Today is काल भैरव अष्टमी. अच्छा, आई डिडंट नो दैट. ये मुझे क्यों नहीं पता था? Shweta, Shweta is not doing a good job. My teammate Shweta, she's a Bhairav Sadak. So I don't know if she's here, but she must be busy if it is the case. Today is Kal Bhairav Ashtami. What a day. Amazing. Thank you for letting me know. Can we do something to remove doubt, confusion? अच्छा, कल मेरे साथ एक स्टोरी हुई महाकाल की, बताऊं? बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी हुई. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी दैट हैपेंड विद महाकाल. And I am actually surprised that you mentioned Kal Bhairav right now. So what happened is, this is so funny. Yesterday, so there is a very, very old acquaintance, like somebody that I knew from healing only. I used to do healing work for this lady. and she is somebody who has some connections with Ujjain Mahakal temple. Okay, so some priest connection क्या है मेरे को भी नहीं पता, but there is some connection. So what happened is that out of nowhere, okay, this lady, and I haven't talked to her for many months now. Though she's close to me, but ऐसे बस है जान पहचान है. So now what happened is this lady messaged me yesterday with a voice note that Shivangi, Mahakal Aarti has been arranged. You tell me when you want to attend it. We will arrange a timing for you and you can come. Okay. And I'm like, huh? What Mahakal Aarti? I haven't messaged her. I have not messaged her at all. Okay. Her last message to me was congratulations on your wedding. Okay, so I was a little bit shocked. Okay, what is she talking about? So then I called her and I asked that, what is this? I didn't tell you to arrange any Mahakal Aarti in Ujjain, the Jyotirling. So then she said, you haven't? Are you messaged me on Instagram in the morning that you want to go to Mahakal and you want to do this Aarti. And that is why I talked to the people there. And I said, Are, I haven't messaged. Then we went to the Instagram DM, we checked. There was no message. Now I'm still wondering from last night कि ये हुआ कैसे? How did this happen? So then we realized maybe this is a call, and I have been to Mahakal Ujjain once. I want to go again, but ये तो बहुत ही funny हो गया. This happened yesterday, and I'm still wondering why did this happen. If you guys have any clue, and if you are intuitively thinking on it, please let me know in the chat. What do you think? You never know. You can become a messenger for me. So please tell me what you feel. Okay, so till then, I will answer the questions. Today is Kal Bhairavashtami. Can we do something to remove doubt, confusion, and negativity for a better and positive? I personally love reading the Kal Bhairavashtakam. I cannot tell you how much love I have for that stotram by Adi Shankaracharya. I don't know. There's something about it that I personally love a lot. And whenever I feel confused, whenever I feel like I'm not aligned with my true self, I go back to Bhairava Baba. There is nobody else who can save me in moments of this ego death, identity crisis than him. I have a lot of love for Baba. So that is why that is what I can suggest, honestly. That is all I know. I don't have the wisdom of a tantra guru or tantra साधक. वो सब मुझे नहीं आता है. I don't know. मुझे इतना पता है that if you, with all your love and all your heart, if you recite Bhairavashtakam, it can save you, it can help you, it can do wonders for you. Okay? So this is what I will just suggest. Mm, thank you, Nikita. Mm. This is such an interesting question by Shindi. Shindi. Okay, I don't know. I feel like there are deep seated traumas in my genetics, and it's the first time they are being unfurled because I meditate. But I'm not Hindu and I don't resonate with any religion. So, what kind of chant should I do? You don't need to do chant. First of all, Vipassana itself can help you a lot, by the way, to release them. Because, see, what is releasing trauma? It is just witnessing all of it as it is without any judgment from a place of complete witness, from a place of no conditions and only observation, no biasness. Okay, once somebody witnesses their own trauma, their own ancestral baggages, whatever that they may be, from a place of complete observation, just as a witness without any judgment, that trauma will dissolve. Okay, this is bound to happen, and it happens. The problem is not many of us can go to that state. That is the problem. Not many of us can go to the state of being a complete witness to what is unfolding in front of me. But Vipassana is that practice, if somebody does, that can lead you to, in fact, not only Vipassana, Kriya Yoga is there, Vipassana is there. There are other also, I'm forgetting few practices that can help you to reach that state. So if you are already doing Vipassana, why don't you continue it? That is my first suggestion. And second suggestion, because you don't resonate with any religion, Hindu or anything else, then you don't need to. There are practices where you can turn your senses inward and reach a state of being a complete witness to dissolve all of this. Okay, one of them is what we were doing today, though I did not do it properly. There is a proper way to do it, but just a glimpse of it I showed today to everybody. But yes, that is one way. And Kriya Yoga is also there of Mahavatar Babaji, given by Mahavatar Vachu. That is also there, that can help you. So see what works for you, and like that you can follow. But you don't need to be reciting mantras and chants and all that. That is one definite way, but there are different ways also to achieve the same stillness. There's also uh there's also this guru. I'm forgetting his name. If I remember, I'll again mention. He used to meditate in Himalayas, and he developed a practice. I forgot completely his name. So that practice is also very good. It is actually a practice of bringing all your awareness into one still point, okay, outside of you. So that is also there. But anyway, so any of the practices that you resonate with, it doesn't have to be mantra or anything, you can release. There is no issue in that. Alicia is asking, what is the time, by the way? 7:30, we started 8:42. Okay, we can still go on. What is really karma, and how do I come out of the cycle of rebirth? What am I paying off is really my karma? Then do I need to stand up for what is right, even if it means going against your family? Can we really cut ties with our loved ones? So many questions, Alicia. I hope you're fine. What is really karma? And how do we come out of the cycle of rebirth? This has been my question to my own gurus all the time, that I want to come out of this life. Yeah, ho gaya, ab khatam, ab nahi karna ye. And then they say, go back, go back. Because I'll tell you why. Because when I say na, that I want to break the cycle, and I want to get release from this, and I want to burn all my karmas, my I is still there. Okay, understand this. My I is still there. There was this very good message that came once, that when you say, I want to become the enlightened one, when the enlightened one dies, then only you can be enlightened. This was the and I know it's quite mind boggling and all that, but yes, yes, so this is what it is. You when you say, now I want to come out of this, da, 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 it is not coming from your soul, because it didn't come from my soul either. I used to also have these urges, क्यों ही फंसा दिया मेरे को यहाँ पे यार, इस दुनिया में. I want to go out of this. I want to burn all my karmas. I want to. सब मेरे ego से आता है. All comes from my ego. It doesn't come from my true self, okay, my true being. So when the urge to burn your karmas and to come out of this birth cycle will end, you will actually be able to release yourself from it. जब ये चाहत खत्म हो जाएगी ना, when the need, the want, the desire will end. ये भी तो desire ही है. And Ramana Maharshi says the desire, the one that has no desires is enlightened. तो अभी enlightenment पाना भी तो desire ही है. तभी हम कैसे उसमें से निकलेंगे, है ना? So this is, अभी इसको हम थोड़ा समझते हैं, बट लेकिन इसमें क्वेश्चन है, what is karma? What is karma? ये क्वेश्चन तो सभी पूछते रहते हैं. Everybody has this question, and we think usually that karma is action. Karma is what gives birth to I. Okay, karma is what gives birth to I. Karma is what gives a sense of separation between you and all that you experience. Okay, the more we go towards oneness, all our karmas, good or bad, doesn't matter, they all will tie you. If you think good karmas are not tying you, they're also tying you. Okay, so good and bad doesn't matter, all your karmas dissolve the more you go towards oneness. And oneness is a state of being. Of course, I can't, I, even if I define it in words, there is no meaning to it if you think about it. Because if I say it, हाँ ये है, क्या कर लेंगे उससे? What will we do? Neither you have experienced it, neither have I experienced it. Maybe 1 second, 2 second, fraction of second के लिए कभी किसी मेडिटेशन में, पर उससे क्या हो जाएगा? There are gurus जो मेरे उसी स्टेट में रहते हैं, they remain in that state. तो हम तो इतने है ही नहीं अथॉरिटी वाले कि हम बात कर सके इस बारे में। वी वी कैन ओनली बी लाइक, थोड़ा मुझे मिल जाता थोड़ी सी उस प्रेजेंस में हम रह लेते, हम बस इतना कर सकते हैं वेरी ऑनेस्टली। ठीक है, तो इसलिए डिफाइन मैं ज़रूर कर सकती हूँ, विच इज़ कर्म इज समथिंग दैट मेक्स यू फील लाइक यू आर सेपरेट फ्रॉम योर रियलिटी। ओके, कर्म बॉन्ड ही उससे होता है जब आप सोचते हो कि मैं कर रहा हूँ, दैट देर इज आई, देर इज अ सेल्फ, देर इज अ डूअर। व्हेन देर इज नो डूअर, देर इज ओनली एन ऑन गोइंग एक्सपीरियंस। एक इमेजिन करो, एक ही बीइंग है और वो कॉन्स्टेंटली अपने आप को एक्सपीरियंस कर रहा है। दैट वन बीइंग इज कॉन्स्टेंटली एक्सपीरियंसिंग हिमसेल्फ और इटसेल्फ, वॉट एवर यू वांट टू से, इटसेल्फ अगेन एंड अगेन एंड अगेन एंड अगेन एंड अगेन। That is all it is. There is no sense of doer. So your karmic thing ends when the doership ends. When there is no sense of I. लेकिन अब इतना कैसे हो भाई? इट इज़ टू डिफिकल्ट। शिवांगी कैसे होगा ये? मेरे से खुद ही नहीं हो रहा, मैं आपको क्या बताऊंगी? हाउ विल आई? ये तो बहुत मुश्किल है। तो इसलिए फिर हम जाते हैं भगवत गीता में। दैट इज वाई वी टेक द सानिध्य, द ब्लेसिंग्स, द कृपा ऑफ कृष्णा, because Krishna talked about living as a karma yogi, somebody who is here, who is living in all their roles, who is a teacher, who is a mother, who is a father, okay, maybe is an employee, but they are still not attached to what they do. Their doership is completely dissolved. ओके, पर उसमें कैसे पहुंचेंगे? तो उसमें बहुत सारे तरीके हैं, देर आर डिफरेंट वेज। वन वे इज टू मेडिटेट अपॉन शिव। वो एक तरीका है कि हम शिव में अपने आप को लीन कर रहे हैं, तो हम जो भी करेंगे हमें लगता है शिव करा रहे हैं। दैट इज वन वे। अगर वो नहीं है तो फिर कृष्ण भक्ति भी है, ठीक है, राम भक्ति भी है। वो भी नहीं है तो शक्ति का भी पाथ है फिर हमारे पास, जहाँ पे हम मंत्र साधना, तंत्र साधना करके अपने आई को डिसॉल्व करते हैं। तो एक मार्ग पकड़ लो जिससे आपको मजा आए, जिससे लगे कि हाँ ये मेरे लिए सही है, जहाँ मेरा मैं खत्म होता है, वेर योर आई डिजॉल्व्स। एक पाथ पकड़ लो और उस पे चलते रहो, चलते रहो, चलते रहो। इसलिए नहीं क्योंकि कर्म से पीछा छुटाना है, इसलिए क्योंकि मजा आ रहा है, इसलिए क्योंकि जिनका पाथ पकड़ा है उनसे बहुत प्रेम है। ठीक है, इस इंटेंशन से आगे बढ़ेंगे कि कर्म से निकलना है, तो फिर उसी में घुसते रहेंगे। पर अगर इस इंटेंशन से निकलेंगे, इफ वी गो विद दिस इंटेंशन दैट आई लव शिव, इतना प्रेम है, इतना प्रेम है कि क्या बोले, तब तो फिर सब कर्म खत्म, कोई जगह ही नहीं उसके लिए। तो ये चीज है। ठीक है, दिस इज व्हाट कैन बी डन। एंड डू आई नीड टू स्टैंड अप फॉर, हाँ बिल्कुल, क्यों नहीं स्टैंड अप करेंगे, लेकिन इसमें आई कौन है? ये वो डू आई नीड टू स्टैंड अप, देन आप थोड़ी स्टैंड अप, आप हमारे मतलब विदाउट द ब्लेसिंग्स ऑफ डिविनिटी आप खड़े क्या, आप एक उंगली नहीं हिला सकते हो। तो आप सोच लो कि अगर आप खड़े हो रहे हो ना, तो आपको खड़ा करवाया जा रहा है, आपसे ये रोल निभाया जा रहा है, तो किस बात का गिल्ट है, किस बात का क्वेश्चन है, किस बात का कंफ्यूजन है, किस बात का रिग्रेट है? करो ना जो सही है, क्या दिक्कत है? दिक्कत तो तभी आती है जब तो मैं कर रही हूँ यार, गड़बड़ तो नहीं कर रही हूँ, गलत तो नहीं कर रही हूँ, गिल्ट तो नहीं पाल रही हूँ। जब मैं है ही नहीं, जब आपके अंदर से कोई आपको पुश कर रहा है कि भाई तुम खड़ी हो सही के लिए, चाहे वो सामने कोई भी खड़ा हो, तो फिर वो तुम नहीं हो, तुमसे करवाया जा रहा है। ठीक है, सो टेक दिस एज योर साइन, अलीशा, टेक दिस एज योर साइन। क्योंकि इतना टाइम स्पेंड आपके क्वेश्चन पे भगवान ने ऐसे ही थोड़ी करवाया होगा, कुछ तो बोलना चाह रहे हो आपसे। सोचो, इतना टाइम क्यों दे रहे हैं हम आपके क्वेश्चन को? सोचो इसके ऊपर और खड़े हो, होना पड़ेगा, नो मैटर हु इट इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू। और पता है एक चीज और होती है, जब आप करने पे आ जाओ ना कि हाँ अब ये करना है, इफ यू डिसाइड दैट आई वांट टू डू दिस, आप देखना, यू विल सडनली फाइंड सो मच करेज एंड शक्ति विद इन यू, एज इफ कि भगवान आपके अंदर फ्यूल भर दिए हैं कि अब तुम ये करो। ओनली टिल यू डोंट डिसाइड फुल्ली विथ ऑल योर बीइंग कि हाँ मैं ये करना चाहती हूँ या चाहता हूँ, whatever, तब तक ही आपको लगेगा मैं ऐसे होगा या नहीं होगा। द मोमेंट आपने डिसाइड कर लिया कोई चीज को लेकर, आपको भगवान शक्ति देगा, 100% देगा। एंड दिस इज आई एम टेलिंग यू फ्रॉम माई ओन पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंसेस। ऐसी चीजें करने के लिए देगा जो आप सोच नहीं सकते थे कि आप कभी कर पाओगे। लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल मेरे लिए मैरिज, आई कुड हैव नेवर थॉट आई कैन गेट मैरिड। फॉर अदर पीपल इट्स अ वेरी हैप्पी मोमेंट कि भाई शादी हो रही, मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ा ट्रॉमा है कि बाप रे शादी हो रही है। वाई इट इज माई ट्रॉमा? क्योंकि मैंने कुछ देखा अपने फैमिली में विथ माई मदर। आई हैव हैड सिचुएशंस। ऐसी थोड़ी है मैं आप लेडीज की हेल्प करती रहती हूँ, अपने घर में भी तो प्रॉब्लम हो रही होगी, तभी तो समझ पा रही हूँ आपको। तो इस चीज को मेरे लिए बहुत मुश्किल था टू बी एबल टू बिलीव that I will be safe, I will be loved, I will not be controlled, that I can be myself. It will, of course, I had blessings, definitely blessings that Tanush came in my life. And even in my wedding day, I told that if it was not for Tanishq, I could not have imagined getting married. Even on my wedding day, I told that. बहुत मुश्किल था मेरे लिए, लेकिन जब आया ना कि भाई करना तो है, बिकॉज आई न्यू कि मैं इससे भागी हूँ बहुत लाइफ टाइम्स, मैं भागी हूँ इस सिचुएशन से, तो अब तो करना था। क्यों करना था? एक्सपीरियंस करने के लिए करना था, क्योंकि पहले भागे हैं ना, तो अब तो फेस करना पड़ेगा। इसलिए मैंने बोला कि ठीक है, अब मैं आगे बढ़ रही हूँ भगवान जी, अब आप देख लो क्या करना है। और फिर जो भगवान शक्ति देते हैं। सेम हैपेंड विथ मी व्हेन माय फादर वाज इन इमरजेंसी, ही वाज ऑलमोस्ट गोइंग टू डाई। सेम चीज वहां पे भी हुई थी। आई वाज सच अ पैम्पर्ड चाइल्ड, आई एम सिंगल चाइल्ड, कभी सोचा भी नहीं था ये सिचुएशन आ सकती है जहाँ सारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आपके ऊपर आ गई सडनली। तो ये सब हो जाता है जब आप डिसाइड कर लो कि करूंगी तो मैं ही, भगवान शक्ति दे देता है। ठीक है, सो दिस बिलीव इन दैट, बिलीव दैट भगवान विल गिव यू द स्ट्रेंथ टू डू वट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू डू, टू टेक दैट नेसेसरी एक्शन। When every plan is failing, I still feel hopeful, Shravani is asking. क्या बात है, ये तो अच्छी बात है श्रावणी। Is it because of faith in higher power or just nervous system coping mechanism? It's a good thing that you're feeling hopeful though. Only you need to little bit understand if it is escape, that no it's it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out। ये एक क्वेश्चन जरूर हो सकता है। Sometimes we escape by keeping hope and sometimes it's actually hope, ये जरूर एक गुड क्वेश्चन हो सकता है ना? कभी कभी ऐसा होता है दैट वी ट्राई टू स्टे होपफुल ओनली बिकॉज वी वांट टू एस्केप द फैक्ट दैट समथिंग इज नॉट वर्किंग आउट। Okay, then those are the days when we want to remain hopeful and we want to escape. And there are days when there is actual hope. तो डिफरेंस कैसे जाने कि दिस इज मी जस्ट कन्विंसिंग माई सेल्फ बिकॉज आई एम नॉट एबल टू एक्सेप्ट माई रियलिटी, और देर इज सम एक्चुअल होप। इसका डिफरेंस बहुत ईजी है जानना। अगर आपको आउटकम से डर नहीं है ना, आउटकम जो भी होगा देखा जाएगा, पर अभी तो मैं ट्राई ही करती रहूंगी, आई विल कीप डूइंग दिस नो मैटर व्हाट द आउटकम विल बी, तब आपका ये होप है। लेकिन इफ यू आर सेइंग कि नहीं आउटकम तो अच्छा ही होगा, तब शायद थोड़ा सा ना वी आर ट्राइंग टू फूल आवरसेल्व्स, वी आर ट्राइंग टू कन्विंस आवरसेल्व्स, दैट इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी। ठीक है, ये मेरे साथ बहुत हुआ है इसलिए मैं आपको बता सकती हूँ। दिस हैपेंस अ लॉट व्हेन आई, एंड जैसे छोटे छोटी चीज़ों के लिए, फॉर एग्जांपल इंस्टाग्राम कंटेंट हो गया, मुझे लगता है अरे यार कंटेंट नहीं चल रहा है, वीडियो नहीं चल रहा है, ये नहीं चल रहा है बोले। अब कभी कभी होप होता है नहीं चल जाएगा चल जाएगा, क्यों? क्योंकि मैं अपने आप को ये बताना चाह रही हूँ कि आउटकम अच्छा होगा। कभी कभी क्या होता है ना, आउटकम से बिल्कुल मैं डिटैच हो जाती हूँ। भगवान की कृपा होती है जब वो होता है, ऐसे तो नहीं होती है। समटाइम समटाइम्स वो भगवान की कृपा आती है तो मैं डिटैच हो जाती हूँ, भाड़ में जाए, अपन तो बनाएंगे, आई विल तो क्रिएट वॉट एवर आई वॉन्ट टू क्रिएट फ्रॉम माई हार्ट। तो ये कम टाइम होता है, बट जब होता है तो मुझे आउटकम की परवाह नहीं होती, देन देर इज नो होप। Actually, there is no hope, not from a place of hopelessness, but from a place of that I don't care anymore. You know, इतना मजा आ रहा है। जैसे अभी मैंने एक वीडियो बनाई है शिव जी पे, मेरे को इतना मजा आया ना वीडियो बनाने में, इतना मजा आया क्योंकि वो मैंने ध्यान किया था और मुझे ध्यान में वो कहानी बताई थी उन्होंने, वो डिवोटी वाली बड़ी अच्छी चल रही वो। और मेरे को इतना मजा आया था वो कहानी में, अरे यार क्या कहानी बताई, आई एक्चुअली फील लाइक दिस। पता है, आप लोग मेरे को देखते हो एज समबडी हु शेयरिंग टीचिंग, आप देखो हाउ आई एम एज अ डिवोटी, मैं बहुत ही पागल बनती हूँ। मैं एकदम खुश हो जाती हूँ, अरे क्या कहानी मिली आज, अरे मजा आ गया ध्यान में। तो वो मजे के लिए मैं ना, आई लिव फॉर दैट मजा, देन देर इज नो कि अरे चलेगा नहीं चलेगा, आई लिव फॉर दैट मजा, आई सीक इट। ठीक है, तो इसलिए पता लगाना ऐसे ही है, दैट आउटकम का अगर परवाह नहीं है, मजा आ रहा है, ट्राई करते रहेंगे, फेल भी होंगे तब भी करेंगे, देन इट इज गुड, देन देर इज होप, एक्चुअल होप। बट अगर आप अपने आप को ऐसे कन्विंस किए हुए हो कि नहीं नहीं नहीं, अच्छा आएगा, अच्छा आएगा, अच्छा आएगा, अच्छा, इट विल बी गुड, इट विल बी गुड, तब शायद आपको अपने में रिफ्लेक्ट करने की जरूरत, दैट व्हेन यू हैव टू रिफ्लेक्ट। ठीक है, so that will be my answer. How to get rid of jealousy which we feel when someone else has a better connection with God? शिवाली, गुड, वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन। ये तो मैं तो हर दिन ही फील करती होंगी शायद, ये तो मैं एवरी डे। हाउ टू गेट, oh God, I love when I see myself in you all. How to get rid of jealousy which we feel when someone else has a better connection with God. ये someone else मैं तो नहीं हूँ शिफाली। Are you not getting jealous from me only? Okay. Same with close up ones when they are connected with others. Like I feel that I should get that exclusivity with people. Nice. I feel like I should get exclusivity. ये इंटरेस्टिंग बात बोली, दिस इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग स्टेटमेंट बिकॉज दिस इज शोइंग समथिंग अबाउट यू. I want to be exclusive in somebody's life, whether it is God or whether it is people. Because if I'm not exclusive, then the attention and that love is being shared. Okay. And if the attention and the love is being shared, that means it is not going to be enough for me. Okay. And if it is not enough for me, that means I already believe that I live in a world of lack where there is limited love available, limited care available, limited Bhagwan Kripa available. And from that, I need to have this much. Otherwise, if others are getting more, then I will not have it. मतलब ये आपके अंदर के लैक को बताता है. Okay, that you feel lack. You feel that you live in a world that has lack. अब ये बेटर क्वेश्चन है ना, कि क्यों क्यों है ये लैक. Why do I feel that the world is in lack, or the world that I live in, more importantly, is in lack? And how can I reverse that? How can I see that this world has abundance of everything? That is a better question to ask yourself. How can I see? Somebody asked yesterday on Instagram, how to know if somebody has attained Vaikunt or reached Vaikunt. It's very simple actually. Vakunt means only a state of completion where there is no seeking anymore, where there is no lack anymore. So if you find somebody who's not seeking anything, and fortunately there are still some gurus who are like that, there is no seeking, they are just content, there's just being. Okay, like people like you and me, we are all seeking all the time, right? Something or the other. But for them, the seeking has completely ended. Now, if the seeking has completely ended, then there's an eternal state of completion, and that means they are in already vakunt. Vakunt is actually, like unavailability, lack. So like that Shivali, you need to understand that how, in fact, you should ask yourself, how can I believe that the world that I live in, how can I remember that the world that I live in, the reality that I experience, is made of abundance. The fabric of my reality is abundance. How can I tell myself? So you can tell yourself this. The fabric of my reality is abundance. You can actually tell yourself this. But yeah, that is a question you should ponder upon. And why do I experience lack? Hmm. Mayuri is asking, experience Krishna and self love. Can you share something on self love, especially for the feminine who has shared love with others' lifetime, after lifetime, but not received it in return? Based her self worth on that. Okay, crime against women disturbs me. Yes, I think it disturbs every woman. Uh, and right now there's so many cases who are opening again, so it's definitely very disturbing. I sometimes wonder why it is disturbing. It's so weird to be sometimes a woman, because you end up thinking how it would have been for that woman. You end up going into that tangent and becomes like you just can't take it anymore. I understand that. But what you asked before, can you share something on self love, especially for the feminine who has shared love with others? Hmm. You know, there was this one line that came once. I was working with somebody who has gone through a similar challenge in my personal sessions, and this line came. So she said that, Shivangi, I have loved somebody and so much with all my heart all this time. Um, and this line came that if you have love, that means you have the capacity to love. And if you could love without receiving back, that means imagine how much love you have within you. Okay. How much love that you have within you that you kept giving it without receiving anything back. How much care, how much compassion, how much empathy, how much of all of that you have within you. And then God says, if I have placed all of that in one heart, do you think it is only for one person? This is the question. And it was such a mind blowing experience that day. Um, and it still kind of sometimes make me think. It's so funny, so many of us have that. So many of you might feel like you have so much love, but wherever you give that love, maybe you don't receive it back. And that is when Paramatma will come and tell you that, hey, I have given that love for so much more, not only just for that one person, for that one relationship. So extend that love, make something out of it much more bigger than just this one relationship. That will be you loving yourself. Okay, so try that. And it could be anything. I have seen women, there was this woman, I think last year, she suddenly developed this love for pottery. And suddenly, like, it was out of nowhere. And she poured all of her, and she was somebody who has struggled a lot in her relationships and everything. She poured all of her love in that work. And now she runs a very good brand actually in Mumbai. So she was a community member only. So I was quite amazed by how it all happened. But it can happen. You guys, be it a woman or a man, if you have given love, if you have given power, if you have given confidence, if you have given respect, if you have given all of this to somebody and it did not come back, that means it was not supposed to be channeled there. It was supposed to be for somewhere else. Find that place and put it all out there again. And this time, you will not receive it back, but you will actually become one with that. Okay, so that will happen. Okay, I was drawn to Mahadev through your meditation. I did 12 Jyotirlings in past 12 months. Huh? Oh my God, who is this person? Color of wings. 12, ये तो literally आप wings पे उड़ के गए हो क्या? What? I did 12 Jyotirling in past 12 months. Crazy. Love this for you. Love this for you. I can't even imagine the year. Shit. So jealous right now. Where is Shifali now? Very jealous. now, now I want to do more, but not finding any connection or guru. यही तो गड़बड़ हो गई. देखो ज्योतिर्लिंग जो आप जाते हो ना या शक्तिपीठ, whenever you go to a शक्तिपीठ or ज्योतिर्लिंग्स, first of all they are kshetrapals. Basically it means that any kshetra, it means it has a lot of geometrical based energy patterns. Okay, literally they make geometrical energy patterns, and on those patterns these places were established, these places are designed and made. Now when you go to such place, and if you go to too many of them, sometimes it can actually disrupt your inner being. Okay, it can disrupt it so much, because क्या होता है ना, you have been, imagine you have been bombarded with so much of energy suddenly that your inner self is not prepared to take, and that can actually put you to a place of that you feel suddenly lost. क्योंकि ये होता है, पता है, आप काशी चले जाओ, you go to काशी, you go to the काशी विश्वनाथ ज्योतिर्लिंग, you go to काल भैरव, you do few temples only, उस उतने में ही आपको काशी से वापस आने के बाद लगेगा क्या कर रही हूँ मैं लाइफ में, व्हाट एम आई डूइंग, यू विल फील लॉस्ट. ओके, काशी में रह के ही पहले लगेगा, काशी इज वेरी इंटेंस, और सबकी बस की बात नहीं है वो. देयर वाज दिस गुरु ना, क्या नाम था उनका? Hmm, अरे, Tanish told me about this guru, Ramalingam. अरे, I'll tell later. सोशल मीडिया पे मैं डालूंगी इनके बारे में. बहुत मजा आया. He was referred as the walking Shiv of Kashi. बाय रामकृष्ण परमहंस, एकदम नाम भूल रही हूँ मैं। सो दिस गुरु ही केम फ्रॉम साउथ इंडिया। ठीक है, उस तरह का होना पड़ेगा काशी में, आप इतने साल रह सको, 200 साल रहे थे, 200 years प्लस। तो जब आप इतने सारे ज्योतिर्लिंग एंड शक्तिपीठ वगैरह से आते हो, दिस कैन एक्चुअली हैपन टू मेनी ऑफ यू, दैट यू फील डिस्टर्बेड, यू फील लॉस्ट, यू फील डिस्कनेक्टेड, क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है। इन दिस व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, हम्म, what you can do is go back to that one Jyotirling where you felt like it was an unfinished business. Okay? ये मैसेज आ रहा है आपके लिए. You should go back to that one Jyotirling where you felt like there was some unfinished business, as if you did it, but कुछ तो मिसिंग रह गया. Something is missing. ठीक है, उस एक में बस वापस जाओ. Go back to that one temple again, and then you will find connection and समथिंग, जो भी आप ढूंढ रहे हो वो धीरे धीरे आपको मिल जाएगा. दैट विल हैपन. ओके. और एक तो ये गुरु मत ढूंढो यार. डोंट ट्राई टू फाइंड गुरु. गुरु विल फाइंड यू. इन दिस युग, द युग दैट वी आर इन ऑफ illusions, you cannot really find a guru. Let me be very honest. You cannot really find a guru. The person that you will think of as a guru, even if they are really popular, even if they are doing the most magical fantasizing tricks that you can think, अरे बाप रे ये कैसे हो गया, you know, even if their taught practices are giving a lot of peace to you for some time being, even after that they might not be the guru that you need. Okay, so please 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 try not to मतलब force that finding of guru. ठीक है, जब मिलना होगा आपके सामने अपियर हो जाएंगे. इनफैक्ट मोस्ट ऑफ द गुरुज दैट आर कनेक्टिंग विथ आवर रियलिटी राइट नाउ, विथ आवर realm राइट नाउ, आर एक्चुअली नॉट इन फिजिकल बॉडी. और जो है वो पॉपुलर नहीं है. सोचो, जो है वो पॉपुलर नहीं है. अब जितने भी हम पॉपुलर को जानते हैं, अब क्या करें, सब पे क्वेश्चन उड़ गया अब तो. आई एम नॉट सीइंग दैट दे आर नॉट. देखो, एक है कि टीचर हैं, एक है गुरु हैं, दोनों में फर्क है. ठीक है, एक गुरु है, मैं बताती हूँ आपको. शी इज एन अमेजिंग लेडी. हर नेम इज पार्वती समथिंग. Okay, I'm forgetting. She's a ball guru. Ball is a tradition in West Bengal where they used to sing and dance to connect with divine beings. And there's a song which is very popular of Shiv and Shakti. उस पे डांस भी हुआ है, बहुत सारे डांसर्स ने दे हैव परफॉर्म्ड. द सॉन्ग टॉक्स अबाउट that how Shivji is somebody who takes ganja. Okay, so it's a Bengali folk song. And the Parvati's mother in Bengali tradition, she is called as Menka instead of Maina. So Menka, your son-in-law is taking ganja. What kind of son-in-law has come? Okay, so this is of course, this is a sarcastic thing, but this is the song that she has sung. It's a very beautiful song. Parvati, she is really somebody. She is really somebody. तो ऐसे हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं है. कुछ गुरु हैं ऐसे बहुत ही अच्छे. एक और है हरिद्वार में, बड़ा अच्छा वो बताते हैं. So there are certain gurus, बट क्या ढूंढना बड़ा मुश्किल है टू बी, और हम उनको पहचान पाए वो वही बहुत मुश्किल है. तो डोंट ट्राई टू गो इन टू दैट अर्ज. वेन द टाइम इज राइट द गुरु विल अपीयर, and let that be commanded by the guru itself and not by you. ठीक है, so this is what I will suggest. Even when I have connected to Shiva in my life, can meet him time to time and feel this calm. What a blessing. And then why do I feel separation with him? यही तो लीला है यार वैष्णवी. आप अलग नहीं होगे तो दोबारा मिलोगे कैसे? दिस इज द लीला ना. शिव तो चाहते हैं कि आपसे मिले. आप इस खेल को समझो. यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. अभी जैसे मान लो, दिस इज द मधुरई भक्ति दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. इस खेल को समझो. जैसे अभी क्या था ना, मान लो आपके कुछ फ्रेंड्स हैं एंड दे वर इन कॉलेज विथ यू एंड नाउ यू आर वर्किंग समवेयर एल्स, दे आर वर्किंग समवेयर एल्स. अभी रोज मिलोगे तो मजा उतना नहीं आएगा. लेकिन अब 4 महीने में आप एक 2 दिन के लिए मिलते हो, 3 दिन के लिए, यू प्लान योर एयरबीएनबी ट्रिप, चलो यहाँ चलते हैं, मनाली चलते हैं. देन यू आर लाइक अरे मजा आ गया. तो शिव जी को भी तो वो आनंद चाहिए ना आपसे मिलने में. ऐसा थोड़ी है. तो ये तो लीला हो रही है आपके साथ. आपको तो इसको एंजॉय करना चाहिए कि अच्छा अभी आप नहीं आओगे, चलो ठीक है, इट्स ओके, विल प्लान. ठीक है, और फिर आप प्लान करके दोबारा मिल रहे हो तो यू शुड बी इंजॉइंग दिस लीला. ये इसको इसको आप वो मत समझो. मैं समझ सकती हूँ, ऐसा लगता होगा कि अरे यार, ये परमानेंट ब्लेसिंग क्यों नहीं हो रही है, वाई इज दिस नॉट परमानेंट, ऐसा लग सकता है। लेकिन शिव जी आपके साथ खेल रहे हैं, इससे बड़ी कृपा तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकती। तो आप खेलो जब तक वो खेल रहे हैं, और जब परमानेंटली वो चाहेंगे तो वो आ भी जाएंगे। ठीक है, बट इसको आप कृपा समझो। सबसे पहले तो ये तो बहुत बड़ी कृपा है, दिस इज द ब्लेसिंग दैट यू कैन एंजॉय दिस प्ले। Okay. What is the next question? I have worked through the healing of my experiences of sexual abuse which happened in my adulthood. Okay. But incident of sexual abuse which happened when I was 6 years old, my ego is struggling to let go. The huge conflict is going on between my ego and Kali Ma voice. My ego says, but I was so little and you still did this to me. You have done this to me, Ma. How could you? Understand this. Kali Ma with so much love is hugging me and saying, I want you to dissolve in me. Nice. It feels like I am betraying my inner child if I let go. Ah, how beautiful. Who is this lady? Anu, it is so amazing that you are able to put all of that you are experiencing in such simple words. It's actually a blessing that you are able to actually reflect so deeply. Not everybody can see what is going within them with so much of heaviness of the trauma that you have gone through. Look at the way she has written. It feels like I'm betraying my inner child if I let go. This is such a good reflection already. You already know कि ये अच्छा मैं क्यों फील कर रही हूँ, because I feel like I will betray my inner child if I let go. Very good question. ठीक है, आगे क्या है? I have never fought with Karima with this intensity. I am having unbearable headache since yesterday. Please guide me to never. ठीक है. Let go. Let go. If I will let go, I will betray my inner child. It's such an issue. ये मैंने भी फील किया है 2-3 बार. आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस दिस. इफ आई लेट गो, आई विल बिट्रे माय इनर चाइल्ड. तो जब ये मेरे साथ हुआ था ना, ऐसा कुछ सिमिलर, तो जब ये हुआ था तो मैंने ये समझा था कि अगर मैं पकड़ी हुई हूं तो मैं अपने इनर चाइल्ड को हर्ट कर रही हूँ. मैंने पर्सपेक्टिव चेंज किया. इफ आई लेट गो, आई माइट बिट्रे माय इनर चाइल्ड, बट इफ आई कीप होल्डिंग ऑन, आई एम स्टिल हर्टिंग माय इनर चाइल्ड. Because my inner child is reliving that moment, that experience, that pain, and I am letting my inner child experience it. Change your perspective, because something like this, which is connected to physical experience of trauma, एक होता है इमोशनल एक्सपीरियंस, आपका हार्ट ब्रेक हो गया, ये सब तरह का. एक होता है फिजिकल एक्सपीरियंस, वो बहुत इंटेंस होता है. उसको लेट गो करना इतना आसान नहीं होता है, क्योंकि वो मटेरियलाइज हो चुका है एक फिजिकल फॉर्म में. ऐसे में जब ये चीज हुई थी, what helped me is to change the perspective, that if I, anything that is related to inner child, that if I don't let go, by holding it I am hurting my child, my I'm hurting my inner child. It's like I am making my inner child feel that pain again and again. And the moment you will realize this, कि actually मैं उससे बचा नहीं रही हूँ, या मैं उसको बिट्रे नहीं कर रही हूँ, मैं एक्चुअली उसको और हर्ट कर रही हूँ, इफ आई डोंट लेट गो, तब आसान हो जाएगा लेट गो करना. बिकॉज कालिमा इज सेइंग दैट, hey, you cannot keep hurting yourself. That is why she wants you to let it go, because you are hurting yourself. और जब तक वो पेन अनु आपके बॉडी में, आपके इमोशन में, आपके एनर्जी बॉडी में रहेगा, प्रॉब्लम इज कि हम सिमिलर एक्सपीरियंसेस अट्रैक्ट करते रहते हैं, इवन इफ इट इज नॉट ऑफ दैट इंटेंसिटी, बट समवेयर वेर आई एम फीलिंग हेल्पलेस, somewhere where I am feeling suppressed, and she is trying कि नहीं, I don't want you to live this reality anymore, and that is why I want you to let this go. Not let the person go, not let the experience go, but let the pain go. Okay, so this is very important, that you don't hurt your inner child by keeping it within you. And the moment you will think like that, it will happen, it will go. Okay, I haven't shared so much in public platform, but I have faced something similar in my childhood. So I can relate with you. And what helped me is to tell myself that I can't be hurting my inner child anymore. She deserves to be free of this, isn't it? She deserves to be free. Okay? All right. Okay. So we are at 9:15, I think. Huh? We're at 9:15 now. I'll try to take a couple of more questions and then we will close for today. But I think this was quite a good experience. We learned so much. I learned so much. I hope you did as well. So I think we should be doing more of these kind of sessions where we can just come and we can communicate, we can talk, and we can share. This is what I feel. Hmm. Oh, there's so many messages I didn't see. Hmm. How to know if getting married is the right choice or not? I'm married and I get all my answers over this one. I'm somehow unable to find. I can understand Sampada. There's no right and wrong choice, honestly. There's familiar choice and there's unfamiliar choice. I talked about this on social media also. And whenever there's an opportunity for you to experience a new version of yourself, you should go ahead. And whenever you feel that you're gonna experience the same version of you, no matter what choice you're making, then maybe don't make that choice. That's all. Because your soul will always keep pushing you to experience a new version of you. Okay. Always. So, and that is why your soul will push you to make that choice. There's no right and wrong in the capacity of the soul, because right and wrong is usually based on the outcome of that choice, and the soul has nothing to do with the outcome. The soul is here only for the experience. So, when you say right choice, sometimes right choice can lead to really bitter fruits, but that bitter fruit is going to be good for you. It's going to be the one that you need. So you can't really fall into this trap of right. If I do the right choice, I will have the right outcome. Maybe not. Maybe not at all. Okay. But that is when the game is, that is when the play is. This is where you surrender and then you say that will this choice lead me to experience a new version of me? If yes, I go ahead. And do I want to experience this new version of me also? Do I even want to experience this new version of me right now? Yes. Okay, I go ahead. So, like that, you may think. Somebody is asking about the dressing of women. Hmm. I shared this on Instagram yesterday. Somebody asked me on Instagram also. I don't know if this the same person, but they asked me that what should be the right dressing for women. And I answered that, see, we women, na, we are creative beings. I'm not saying men are not creative, but women somehow just love nurturing and creating whatever that they are given. I remember seeing a video where it was like you give an apartment to a woman and she will make a home out of it. And of course, this is not coming from a place of pressure that no, a woman should be like that. But naturally, even if it is not towards a home or towards something else, but there will be something or the other where you are more creational, more fertile. When I say fertile, I mean you have the capacity to blossom something from whatever that you have been given. So from that space, your dress or your outfit, your whatever that you're wearing, should be an expression, should be an extension of your expression, extension of your creational energy. Okay. Now that could mean a sari for somebody. That could mean maybe a skirt or a jeans or whatever that you like, that could be that for somebody, or it could be something else. I don't know, different kind of outfits are there, but it should be something that is an extension of who you are and how you express yourself and how your creational energy feels. Like for me, for example, I love wearing skirts, long flowy skirts. I absolutely, okay, like I don't know how many skirts I have bought. And I just love them. I don't know why, but I think it's about the feminine flow of the skirts that I dearly enjoy. Okay, I love wearing them. I don't like so much of jeans and pants. Mm, don't connect with them so much. So, what is your authentic expression of you? Your outfit should be an extension of that. And when that will happen, you will love yourself. You will enjoy. You'll enjoy wearing. You'll enjoy dressing up. You will love it. Never follow the trend or, what it should be, the moral ethics and the conducts, all of that, not required. Your dress should be an extension of who you are, be it a man or a woman. For women, it is a little bit more because we are more like creational, we have more fertile energy, we are more feminine, like that. But either ways, okay? So that is what I would share. And trust me, it will work. Trust me. Try to, as women, we women, we love our healing when it is more in the visual and the physical world, when it is through the body. So your healing is not only limited to meditating and all of that. For you, your healing could be probably looking at your wardrobe and thinking, okay, what are the things that I'm not aligning with in these couple of pieces of clothes that I have? This I bought because I wanted to look like somebody else. Okay, taking this out. This I bought because I felt like I should fit in and everybody's buying it. Taking it out. You do that clearance for yourself. And if of course the budget allows, try to put one or two items of clothes or pieces, whatever, which feels like this is so me. Like, this dress, this is an extension of me. You put that in your wardrobe, you look at it, you wear it, you see how you change. Okay. These simple things can help women so much. So much. That is why we did the Devi Path. The Devi Path was all about connecting women. And I'm so happy till now. I get so many messages and mails and comments on Instagram about the Devi Path. You guys enjoyed it too much, more than me actually. So maybe I will do this again this year. Let's see when Ma will call. Is it okay to not follow Guru some days? What do you mean by some days? I didn't understand that. Like for me, my one of the gurus that I really really love is Anand Mahima. But not that I'm always in connection with her or always meditating upon her every day. No, not like that. Whenever I feel like she commands that, okay, now you wanna come to me, that's when I feel very drawn to go to her ashram or to just sit in front of her and meditate upon her. It is her command when I follow. So if that is what your question is. Hmm. Shweta is here, Trailangaswamy. Yes, Shweta, thank you. Thank you so much. You didn't tell me today's Kal Bhairav Ashtami. I just saw Shweta here. Can I have darshan of one meditation when I'm in the memory? Yes, Pooja. Yes, you can do. Yes, you can do. How do we know that we have so much love within us and we are willing to give love? And how to ignore the fact that we'll never receive love? In short, how to be selfless? Hmm. Selfless. Selfless is basically elimination of self. Okay? When you eliminate the self, you will only have love and you will only experience love. Now, this answer may have confused many, but I will stick to this answer only. I'll just repeat it again. Self love is eliminating the self. When you eliminate the self, there's only love left. And when there's only love, even self love is that, by the way. Self love is eliminating the self. When the self is eliminated, only love is left. There's no giving and receiving, and only being and experiencing the love. You experience love by being kind to somebody. You will experience love by receiving that kindness, doesn't matter. But that is what being selfless would mean, elimination of self, that we have talked about in the beginning of the session also. Okay. Okay. Yes, Alina, sorry. Sometimes I go to Hindi because that is my mother tongue. But yes, I try to keep translating everything that I say in Hindi also in English so that nobody misses it. All right. So far we have taken many questions. Right now we will pause for today, but we will definitely do this again. I just want to quickly tell you that we are doing a workshop, which is actually going to also have Q&A session. My intention to do today's session was also to give myself also a glimpse of how will it be if we just have discussions and not just meditations. We will keep doing meditation, of course, but we'll also have some discussions. So, if you want to overcome identity crisis, if you're going through ego death right now, where you feel like you don't know who you are, where you feel like who you thought you are is no more there, or where you just feel very lost in terms of what am I supposed to do next? What should I do next? This was the question that Arjun also had with Krishna. What should I do next? If this is your question, then you should come to this workshop. We will dive into the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, we'll meditate in between Kurukshetra with Krishna, and we'll see what happens after that. Okay, so I will give you the link here, and yes, see you. Enjoy till then. I'll give you the link. Zoom. This is the link. I will close the meeting after a few minutes so that you can go to the link or take it with you. Thank you so much for your presence and for your questions. For those of you who couldn't receive an answer today, maybe you should ask something else, or maybe the time will come again. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Har Har Mahadev.